late Gran's knickers to be thrown at Tom Jones at his concert in Cardiff. We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and to improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our understanding. You can unsubscribe at any time. The granddaughter of a late Tom Jones superfan will bring her knickers to Saturday's concert in Cardiff in the hope they will land on stage with him. Kirsty Graham from Cardiff was extremely close with her nanny Helen Gauntlet, who died in February 2021, and wanted to bring her along to the gig in spirit. The 34-year-old said she dug out a pair of her nanny's best knickers to throw towards the stage when Sir Tom Jones appears for his set, just as Helen would have done. Kirsty wrote on the pants in capital letters, "These are my nan's clean knickers." She is watching from heaven but left these to throw at Tom. Get them to him, please. She said she also wants to start the hashtag #GetNana's_Knickers to to encourage people in the crowd to help her out. In a Facebook post, she urged anyone in front of her to pass them as far down the front as possible, writing, "I know if she was here, she would be swinging her knickers for Tom. She loved him and snogged him in a phone box in Ponty when she was 14. The singing superstar has long been acquainted with the craze of having underwear thrown on the stage wherever he performs in concert. In an interview with The Guardian in 2021 he said, "The knicker throwing started in the Copacabana in New York in 1968. It was a supper club, so ladies were handing me napkins to wipe my brow. Then this one woman decided to go a step further and she stood up and took her underwear off. She lifted up everything, took her knickers off and handed them to me. I said, 'Thank you very much,' then wiped my brow and said, 'Watch you don't catch cold,' and gave them back." Kirsty said she was Helen's first grandchild, before she went on to have 10 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren altogether. The pair had an inseparable bond, with Kirsty describing her as the best woman who ever lived. "My nan was a massive fan of Tom. She passed away sadly in February 2021 and it shattered my whole world," Kirsty told Wales Online. She had just turned 75 when she died. "She was the bravest lady ever. She had lung cancer and she didn't even moan. She took it all in her stride and she passed away in my arms. She always called me her little princess and I'm the furthest away from a princess that you can imagine. But to my nan I was a princess and I wasn't going to argue with her. She was a bugger. She loved a Raleigh and loved watching the soaps. She was just so funny and cheeky. She was the best woman who ever lived and I miss her so much." Although Helen never watched Tom perform live, Kirsty said she would regularly sing along to his hits, with her favorites being Delilah and You Are My World. But Kirsty said aside from Tom's iconic music, there might have been a more personal reason why her nan was such a hardcore fan. She said, "She always told me that when she was 14 she snogged him at a phone box in Ponty. I've always believed her, but many didn't because you know what nans are like with their stories. She upheld that though, she was adamant." Kirsty said throwing a pair of her pants towards Tom Jones is exactly what Helen would have wanted. Kirsty even believes that her nanny gave a sign to show her approval at the plan. She said, "I took all her clothes when she passed and kept them. When we booked Tom back in December when it was cancelled, I went to her grave and told her all about it. I just know that if she was here with us she'd be there, shaking her hips and swinging her knickers and she'd want to throw them at Tom, so that's my aim today." We had his song Green Green Grass of Home played at her funeral and then when I was riding on her knickers, it came on the radio.